right, get ready. Because today we're diving deep into this Lionsgate portal thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you sent over a ton of interesting stuff on it, like all the spiritual stuff and how it can help you grow. And honestly, I got to say, I'm pretty pumped to dig into all this with you.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild concept. Like, at its core, the Lionsgate portal is when the sun lines up with the star Sirius.
Okay.
And it happens on August 8th. So 88.
Okay.
And that date is like super important in a bunch of different spiritual traditions.
I see.
Yeah.
You know what really caught my eye in all the stuff you sent over?
Yeah.
It's this idea that the Lionsgate is like, it's like a cosmic meeting place.
Oh, wow.
Where all the universe's energy is like supercharged, you know, and you can use it to like level up your life.
Right.
It's like the universe is throwing this massive party.
Yeah.
And we're all invited to like get a power up.
That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to unpack here from the numerology of 88, which symbolizes abundance and balance to the whole role of Sirius. It's often called the spiritual sun.
Oh, interesting.
And, you know, helping us unlock these deeper insights.
When you talk about Sirius, it reminded me of how much the ancient Egyptians were just obsessed with that star.
Right.
They thought that when it rose, it like signaled the Nile flooding.
Yeah.
Which, you know, brought all the good stuff, fertility, abundance, everything.
Yeah.
They saw Sirius as this source of like renewal and even tied it to Isis.
Oh, wow.
Who was their goddess of motherhood and magic.
Yeah.
So it really makes you wonder if they were onto something about this star's powerful energy, right?
Absolutely. And there's this whole like rich history of connecting Sirius to this powerful feminine energy and themes of creation and rebirth.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to think about how those ancient beliefs might tie into how we see the Lionsgate portal today, you know?
Right.
Like as this time for personal transformation and making your dreams happen.
Okay, so we've got this like potent mix of numerology and Sirius's energy just amplifying everything.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something in your notes about thinner veils between dimensions during this time.
Yes.
And honestly, that part kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, you can think of it as the walls between the physical world and the spiritual world.
Okay.
Like becoming less solid.
I see.
Like a door opening wider, you know?
Yeah.
And the material you sent over suggests that this might make us more receptive to our intuition.
Okay.
To spiritual insights, and maybe even like messages from our higher selves.
So it's not like we're literally stepping into another dimension, right?
No, not literally.
But more like we're just more open to receiving this wisdom and guidance that we'd normally miss.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
Okay.
like a time when the universe is whispering a little louder, a little clearer.
I see.
And that brings up a really interesting question, right?
Yeah.
If these veils are thinner, does that mean we can communicate back more easily?
Can we send out our intentions and wishes more powerfully during this time? It's definitely something to think about.
That's a really, really cool point.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes me think about how much the source you sent talked about manifestation during the Lionsgate.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were saying that our power to manifest is like supercharged during this whole alignment thing.
Right.
It's like having this giant cosmic loudspeaker for our desires.
It's a really compelling idea.
Yeah.
But to really get how this might actually work, we need to look at the specific stuff they recommend doing.
Okay.
Like they talk about visualizing not just the end result,
Right.
but every single step towards your goal.
Okay.
And feeling those emotions as if it's happening right now.
Wait, so it's not enough to just like picture myself on a beach in Bali.
No, not quite.
I got to feel the sand between my toes, the sun on my skin, the whole bliss of being there.
Exactly. It's about really living that experience in your mind,
Okay.
not just looking at it from afar.
You know, the stuff you shared suggested that doing this deep visualization and combining it with the heightened energy of the Lionsgate could actually speed up the whole manifestation process.
Okay. I'm starting to see how all of this fits together.
Yeah.
But before we get carried away planning these dream vacations, I think we need to take a step back and do a little personal inventory.
Absolutely.
100%.
The Lionsgate is just as much about interchange as it is about making things happen in the outside world.
Right.
So before we get into harnessing all that energy, let's explore what parts of your life might be ready for some change and growth.
Okay.
One thing that really stood out in what you sent was this idea about the Lionsgate being a time to like face our fears, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And shed those old patterns that just aren't doing us any favors anymore.
Right.
It's all about like getting in tune with who we truly are
Yeah.
and stepping into our full potential.
Yeah.
Did any of that resonate with you?
It really did.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day,
Absolutely.
and lose sight of the big picture.
Yeah.
And this idea of the Lion's Gate being like a jumpstart for personal growth, that's really powerful.
It is.
Like the universe is giving us this cosmic nudge to take stock of where we're at and where we want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about setting those goals for the future, right?
Right.
It's also about looking at those areas where we might be holding ourselves back. What are some of the things you feel like you're clinging to that might be stopping you from, really stepping into your power?
Well, if I'm being totally honest with myself, I tend to overthink things.
Yeah. Okay.
Second guess myself. It's like I have this inner critic just constantly whispering doubts in my ear.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's keeping me from taking those risks and really going after what I want.
That's something a lot of people struggle with, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The source you sent even talk about this, about how the Lion's Gate energy can help us break free from those limiting beliefs.
Oh, wow.
And embrace a more empowered mindset.
Okay.
They even suggest some specific affirmations and visualizations to help reprogram those negative thought patterns, which I thought was really cool.
So it's not just about wishing for things to change, right?
No.
It's about actively, changing the way we talk to ourselves, changing our beliefs to match what we want.
Exactly.
It's like we have to do the inner work to create the outer reality we want.
Precisely. And the material you sent really stresses that this whole process of getting rid of old patterns can be tough.
Yeah.
Even painful sometimes.
I can see that.
It's like peeling back layers to get to the real you.
Right. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
I mean, change can be hard even when you know it's good for you.
Absolutely.
But your source also mentioned that this whole process can lead to more synchronicity.
Oh.
Those meant-to-be moments, you know, where it feels like the universe is on your side.
Yes.
What's the connection there?
Well, some people believe that when we're in alignment with our true selves, we're kind of tuning into the flow of the universe. We're finally in sync with our soul's purpose,
Right.
And those synchronicities are like a little sign that we're on the right path.
That's so cool. So those coincidences, they might actually be like messages or opportunities guiding us towards our destiny.
It's a possibility, and the stuff you sent even suggests that really paying attention to those synchronicities during the Lion's Gate can give you some really valuable insights and guidance.
I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for those from now on.
Good.
Something else that caught my attention in what you sent was the part about healing during the Lion's Gate.
Oh, yeah.
Not just emotionally, but maybe even physically too.
Right.
What's the link there?
Well, a lot of spiritual traditions believe that our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being are all connected.
Okay.
They think that by letting go of old emotional baggage and aligning with our true selves, we can create this more harmonious flow of energy in our bodies, which can help us heal on multiple levels.
So it's about addressing the root cause, not just putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms.
Exactly.
That's amazing. But all this talk about transformation is great.
Yeah.
But how do we make it stick?
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in the moment, but how do we actually integrate these changes into our everyday lives and make them last?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
The stuff you shared really emphasized that true transformation isn't a one-time thing. It's this ongoing journey of growth and evolution.
Right.
And they had a few ideas for how to make these changes stick, like starting rituals and building a supportive environment.
What do you think about those ideas?
I think they're spot on. Rituals can be so powerful for creating consistency and intention in our lives.
Absolutely. Even something as simple as lighting a candle every night as a reminder of your goals.
Exactly.
Those little things can make a big difference in our energy and focus.
100%. And having a supportive environment is just as important.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who inspire you, who believe in you and encourage your growth.
And I guess on the flip side, it's also about recognizing those relationships or places that might be draining us or holding us back.
Yeah.
We got to be careful about who we spend time with and the spaces we're in.
It's about creating a life that supports our highest good. And sometimes that means making tough choices about who and what we let in.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, and the material you sent touched on something else that's key.
Oh, yeah.
Accountability.
Okay, how does that fit into this whole transformation thing?
Well, having someone to check in with, someone who can support you on your journey and hold you accountable to your goals,
Yeah,
that can be super helpful.
I could see that.
It could be a friend, a mentor, even an online group where you share your progress and struggles.
Right.
That sense of shared support and accountability can be really motivating.
Yeah, definitely.
The material even suggested finding a Lionsgate buddy,
Oh, wow.
someone to go through this time of intense energy with.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
But even with the best support system, staying focused on our goals can be tough.
for sure.
Life gets in the way, you know?
Yeah.
Distractions pop up. It's easy to lose that momentum.
Yeah, it happens to everyone.
How do we deal with those, like, inevitable bumps in the road?
Well, remember, it's called the Lionsgate for a reason.
Right.
It's about tapping into that inner courage and determination to overcome challenges and step into your power, you know?
Okay.
And your source had some pretty cool insights into how to harness that lion energy.
Okay. I'm all ears. Lay that lion wisdom on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we actually tap into that lion energy, especially when we're facing those roadblocks and feeling discouraged?
Well, the source you sent, it had this really interesting take on it.
Yeah.
They said that real courage, it isn't about never being afraid. It's more about, like, taking action even when you are scared.
Okay.
They even called it courageous vulnerability.
I like that. Courageous vulnerability.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, you're scared, but you decide to move forward anyway.
Exactly.
But honestly, sometimes fear can feel, like, totally paralyzing.
Oh, yeah.
Any advice for those moments when the doubt just creeps in?
Definitely. One thing they suggested was to actually lean into the fear.
Oh, interesting.
Instead of trying to ignore it or push it away,
Yeah.
just sit with that feeling. Get curious about it, you know?
Okay.
Ask yourself, what's this fear trying to tell me? What's the message here?
So we're treating fear like a messenger instead of an enemy.
Exactly. But what if the message is just don't move, stay safe? You know, how do we get past that?
Yeah.
That's where that lion energy comes in.
Okay.
The source, they really emphasize that the Lion's Gate is about finding that inner strength and determination to push past those comfort zones.
Okay.
They even suggested, like, visualizing yourself as a lion,
Wow.
feeling its courage and power flowing through you.
So it's about channeling our inner roar, facing those fears head on. I could definitely see how that would be super empowering.
Right.
But even with all the lion energy in the world, change can be, messy.
Absolutely.
It's not always going to be easy or comfortable, right?
Right. And that's why the source talked about self-compassion.
Oh, okay.
They said that being kind to ourselves, especially during times of change, is super important.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that setbacks and challenges, they're just part of the process, and that we don't have to be perfect to grow and succeed.
That is such a good reminder.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in self-criticism and forget to, like, celebrate our wins no matter how small.
Totally. The material you sent, it really emphasized that every step forward, even the tiny ones, they deserve to be recognized and celebrated.
Yeah, I love that.
It's about shifting our focus from what we haven't done yet to how far we've already come.
Right, right. That reminds me of something else they mentioned. Surrounding yourself with people who support you.
Oh, yeah.
Those who encourage you to grow. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's absolutely essential.
Yeah.
As you go through this whole transformation thing, having that support system can make a world of difference.
Yeah.
Friends, family, a mentor, or even just a group of people who get it.
Right.
Being around people who believe in you and want to see you grow.
Yeah.
It gives you so much encouragement and helps keep you accountable.
And I guess flipping that around, maybe it's also about recognizing those people or places that are draining our energy.
Oh, for sure.
Or holding us back,
Yeah.
Like, we got to be mindful of who we're spending time with and where we're spending our time.
Absolutely. It's all about building a life that supports the best version of you.
Right.
And that sometimes means making hard choices about who or what gets to be a part of it.
Yeah, I get that. But even with a great support system,
right,
we're ultimately responsible for our own growth. Right.
At the end of the day,
yeah,
it's easy to look to others for validation or direction.
It is.
But we have to be the ones to take charge of our own journey.
100%. And your material really emphasized that taking charge.
Yeah.
It's not just about setting intentions.
Okay.
It's about consistently taking action towards your goals. It's about showing up for yourself every single day.
Yeah.
Even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it.
So it's not enough to just dream big. You got to put in the work to make it happen. It's like that saying, the universe doesn't give you what you want with your thoughts. It gives you what you demand with your actions.
I love that. And remember, the Lionsgate, it's not just a one-day event.
Right.
It's this energetic doorway that stays open all through August.
You've got a whole month to try out these practices, to tap into your inner lion and really embrace the transformative power of this whole cosmic alignment.
So whether you're looking to manifest your wildest dreams, heal some old wounds, or just step more fully into who you really are, the Lionsgate portal is this incredible opportunity for growth and expansion.
It really is. This portal, it comes around every year to remind us that we have the power to create our own reality. The question is, what are you going to do to make this year's Lionsgate a catalyst for real, lasting change in your life?
That's a great question for all of us to think about.
It is.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with me. It's been really insightful.
You too. Always a pleasure.